Ah, springtime. The leaves budding on the trees, flowers just starting to bloom, and Pikmin ready to be plucked. It's a great time of year, and what better way to enjoy it than to talk about Pikmin? Pikmin is one of my favorite games. Though many people didn't like the time limit to collect ship parts, it's still, in my opinion, one of the best GameCube games. So with the entering of spring and the soon-to-be released Pikmin 3 right around the corner, I'm going to talk about the beta of Pikmin. Before we can talk about the creation of Pikmin, we have to first discuss Super Mario 128. Super Mario 128 was a tech demo shown at Space World 2000 in order to show the GameCube's power. The demo was supposedly a sequel to Super Mario 64, but it never made that goal. The sequel spot was instead given to Super Mario Sunshine, released in 2002. Development of Super Mario 128 was then carried over to the Wii. Miyamoto even stated that a brand new character would be by Mario's side, but sadly Super Mario 128's development officially ended in 2007, 7 years after it was first shown. What does this have to do with Pikmin, you may ask? Well, Miyamoto said that Pikmin was technically Super Mario 128, as both have hundreds of characters on the screen at once. Technically. Pikmin was changed several times during development. In fact, Pikmin weren't even called Pikmin at first. Instead, they were divided into two categories called Adam and Eve. Pikmin was originally supposed to be about controlling the lives of the Adam and Eve in a prehistoric world. The better you did at controlling their lives, the more likely they'll have children or create a colony. But the development team ran into a big issue. What would the objective be? This issue became so big that they had to completely change the game. The developers tested different ways of making a new game with the Adam and Eve, and decided the best way would have something to do with the player throwing the characters. This control scheme was used throughout the rest of the development. The Adam and Eve looked quite different than the final version's Pikmin. They weren't as colorful as Pikmin are, instead they were black with no facial features. The development team didn't like the look, so they decided to change it to one color and random sizes so that every Pikmin would be a different size. To make Pikmin easier to develop, however, they chose to have one size and multiple colors, just like the final version. Pikmin was also going to be a lot more complex than just throwing the Pikmin. In addition to throwing them, you could also sort your Pikmin and select your favorites to follow you into battle. Each Pikmin also had its own life meter, but the developers found it too complex for players and decided to give the Pikmin more freedom to make their own decisions. Pikmin has quite a few unused objects in its files. Most of them are various unused maps, one of which is called Route. This is believed to be the beta of the impact site because it is almost identical to it, with some exceptions such as the textures of the slopes. Another unused map is called Map 06. This map was used to show gameplay in one of Pikmin's early trailers. Perhaps the most interesting unused map is called Tuto 2. According to the game's files, Tuto 2 was meant to be a two-player map, but Pikmin was solely a single-player game, meaning that the idea of a two-player map was going to be used, but was later scrapped. Two-player was eventually used in Pikmin 2 in 2004. This brings us to another unused map, which is not really a map. It's actually a model viewer. The map is called Anim Test and allows you to see both the models and animations of objects in the game. A few of these models are unused, one of which, called Cylinder, is an early model of a red pellet. Another unused model is called Kuribo, which is the Japanese name for Goomba. What's really strange is that this appears to be the same as an unused enemy from Super Mario Sunshine called Kug. This next unused model is called Mario. Can you guess what it is? In comparison to the rest of the game's models, this unused model is huge, meaning that it was most likely a leftover, perhaps from Super Mario 128. These other unused models, one of a door and the other of a key, might also be leftovers from Super Mario 128. There are also some unused textures in Pikmin. These textures show the blue and red Pikmin both carrying bomb rocks, though in the final game, only yellow Pikmin can carry them. This could mean that all Pikmin could carry bomb rocks instead of the yellow. This other unused texture is of a moon, though no moon appears in the game. Pikmin also has some unused audio tracks as well. Take a listen. The first audio track is most likely a test for the instruments due to its short length. The last audio track is an older and shorter version of the song that plays when you get the dolphin's first part. So that's the beta of Pikmin. It's amazing how much change happened during development. From a tech demo to one of my favorite GameCube games is quite a change. And though it would have been nice to have more control over the Pikmin, I feel that giving them freedom was the better choice. So this has been Beta64 with the Pikmin beta. Thanks for watching.